The House That Whispers. Daniel Carter never believed in ghosts. He had spent his entire life scoffing at horror movies and ghost stories, always the first to dismiss strange sounds as just the wind. That was before he moved into the old Harrow house. The house had been abandoned for decades, standing at the edge of town like a forgotten relic. People whispered that something was wrong with it, that those who entered never stayed long. Daniel, always the skeptic, saw an opportunity. The house was cheap, perfect for a fresh start. The first night was uneventful, aside from the oppressive silence that seemed to swallow all sound. But by the second night, Daniel began to notice something strange. The house whispered. At first, he thought it was the wind pushing through the cracks in the old wood, but as the nights passed, the whispers became clearer, too clear. It wasn't the wind, it was voices. Faint at first, they murmured from the walls, from the floorboards, from the very air around him. Leave. Daniel ignored it. He wasn't about to be scared out of his own home by old pipes and paranoia. But then the voices grew bolder. One night, as he lay in bed, something breathed against his ear. A whisper, cold and urgent. He's watching. Daniel bolted upright, heart hammering. The room was empty, yet the air felt thick, pressing down on him like unseen hands. The next day he searched the house, looking for logical explanations. He found none. What he did find, however, was something worse. In the basement, buried beneath rotting floorboards, he uncovered a door. A heavy, iron door, rusted shut, but still sturdy. As he ran his fingers over it, a whisper slithered through the darkness. "Don't open it." A chill crawled up his spine, but curiosity won over fear. He pried the door open. The stench hit him first, a deep, rotting odor that made his stomach lurch. Beyond the door was a narrow passage leading into blackness. And in that darkness, something moved. Daniel fumbled for his phone's flashlight, the beam slicing through the thick air. The corridor was lined with faces. Not real faces, sculpted ones, dozens of grotesque, twisted expressions carved into the stone walls, mouths open in silent screams, eyes wide with terror. A whisper came from ahead, not from the walls, not from the air, but from the dark. "You let him out." Daniel turned to run. Too late. A cold hand gripped his ankle, and the lights went out. Days later, a new for sale sign stood outside Harrow House, and at night, if you listened closely, the house whispered again. But now there was a new voice among them. A voice that begged, a voice that screamed.